Hello, and welcome back to Sudoku Topology with puzzle P5. We get a tetrahedron this time. I don't think I've done one on a tetrahedron before.
Yes, you
But
have.
Tristan will tell me that I have, because Tristan has edited the videos and has a memory, whereas I do not.
Also, hi again. So in
Yes,
this puzzle,
this is Tristan.
we have a couple of short thermos, we have German whispers, and we have the digits 1 to 4.
So the whispers need to be at least 2 apart.
These 2 apart.
And we have a skadzillion regions, which are going to be all
the mini tetrahedra.
Yeah, all the mini tetrahedrons that have the same orientation as the maxi tetrahedron.
Got it.
So like, I guess there aren't any sort of inverted ones, but they all point the same way.
So the very tippy top tetrahedron has a bunch of cells on, all of its cells are on whispers.
Yes.
So 2 and 3 are on whispers somewhere in this region.
Mm-hmm. Agree. And we do know that these are one of each color, for whatever that is worth.
Yeah, so we can color all the whispers in the puzzle.
I don't think that's true. But I suppose I'll color those 2 at least. Makes sense. Because so the reason why we can do this is because this is one of each, and there's only 4 digits, so there's 2 highs and 2 lows. And so that means there's only 1 high and 1 low left, so we can at least color,
so we can color those whispers.
Yeah, these whispers on down the line. Yellow and purple.
Yeah. I want to note, yesterday we were having technical difficulties. Today we have sorted it out, so I don't have any more excuses on seeing things wrong. So
I appreciate you pre-registering that. Okay, so my guess is that this is a dumb set thing. That is my prediction as to what's going to happen, because the regions here overlap so much that it sort of feels like that's what's going to happen.
Oh, so we have to have this collection of cells as equivalent to this collection of cells or something?
That's what I think is probably going to end up happening here. And then we're going to have to like slowly push that over from this wall down until we get to the thermos and resolve high and low.
Yeah.
Let's see. So like this yellow in this tetrahedron, I guess, is either that yellow or it's one of these. That's maybe not the most helpful.
It's not the one, because that shares a region with it. That one.
Yeah, but it could be that one or that one, right?
Yes. So let's think about that in relation to the top region. Because, like, if those are yellow 2, 3, then
so here's a silly point. Either these 2 purples are the same or these 2 yellows are the same. Possibly both. But otherwise this would have no fill because it would see all 4 digits. Let's see. And unfortunately, we can't break that symmetry until, like, the very end, I presume, because it's going to require thermos to sort it out. But that does seem...
So I think my inclination is to start looking at these thermos and go, well, if this digit is a 2-3, what happens? Because 2-3s are restricted digits on whispers. Did I say thermo? I meant whisper.
I see.
Especially
Yeah,
those.
So basically, you want to. I think what you're saying is you want to look at the fact that these cells are a union of 4 regions, and think about what happens if this is a 2-3, so those two are the same cell.
Yeah. Although that seems okay.
So yeah, so.
Well, actually, let's follow that.
So if I take the union of all 4 of these regions, then I certainly get every digit 4 times, except that some of the cells are double counted because there's only 10 cells here. So these 3 are double counted, and where are the other ones that are double counted? And these 3 are double counted.
So this is 3 regions.
This is. Wait, is this 3 regions or 4? I got 4 when I did it.
Oh, maybe it is.
It is 4.
It is 4.
It is 4, and the 3 cells that are the 6 cells that are double counted, because we're supposed to get 16 digits and we only get 10, are these 3 and these 3. And so each of these things is only counted once. I'm trying to decide if that tells me that these are actually different or not.
Yeah, so if those 2 yellows are the same, then the other 2 regions each need a yellow, but it could go in that, like, middle cell on the bottom layer, and that would satisfy it. Is there any other cell that it could go in? And I suppose it could go in the 2. See, I wonder if I can. I have no idea if I annotate on your screen if it'll show up on the video, or if that's useful at all.
So each of those things show up twice. Okay, so in fact, there are repeated digits. There have to be repeated digits in the remaining 4, because each of these 6 digits shows up twice. Well, 6 is more than 4. So something shows up in here twice. In fact, at least 2 things show up in here twice. And those things, that's 4, and there's only 4 copies of the digit altogether. So, in fact, actually, the 4 cells that I was like, oh, wouldn't it be nice if these had to be, if these all had to be different? In fact, they can't possibly all be different, because anything that shows any of the repeated digits in here, show up. And there's at least 2 repeated digits. So that is to say there's at least 2 digits that don't appear in these cells, which is to say that these cells are either all the same, or there are 2 sets of, or 2 copies of 2 digits each.
Mm-hmm. And you can make the exact same argument for the 2 purple cells on the other whisper.
Right, yeah, with these 2 cells being that.
Unfortunately, those cells aren't the same cells.
Yes, unfortunately, those cells are not the same cells. I agree as well. Okay, so these are... Okay, so these are the double-counted cells again. I think that's the cells focused on. We know one of them is purple, which is, I guess, not a huge conclusion. Uh, and so, so I think we know where... Yeah, so if this cell repeats in the double counted cells, like we know some cells have to, we know where it repeats. It can only repeat there.
Yes.
And each of these actually has their own, like, spot, which is the only spot that it could possibly repeat in the double counted cells, which is sort of the diagonally opposite one.
And if you look at the other whisper, this time that does land on the same cell.
If I look at the other...
Like this cell.
You mean... Right.
If
That
it repeats.
cell, right. So, yeah, So what you're saying is sort of a version of what I said before. One of these two doesn't repeat. Either that one or that one doesn't repeat, because if they do repeat, they'd both end up there. And that cell can't be both yellow and purple at the same time.
How do I choose my color? There we go. Yeah, I have no idea if my annotations are going to show up in the recording, so that's interesting.
Okay, I'm curious if we can possibly get away without this, because we might be able to solve this with this, but this sounds excruciating. I'm curious if we can use the fact that one of these is 1 or something like that to sort of try and track that over here by a similar argument.
That seems horrible.
Let's see. Because I was thinking, can we do something with this to try and... Oh, actually, I think the right thing to do... One of these is definitely 4. And so both of those are in the double counted zone. But that doesn't quite help me. I fear, trying to think about the geometry of what's happening. Yeah, unfortunate. Let's see. I know that this is one of each. Is there any way... And I know that this is one of each. So these two are the same color. Is maybe a worthwhile thing to say. So I'm just going to color this. Let's try and color this in another pair of colors and try and do that, because I think it's going to be better
out,
than whatever is going to come out of this. So I'm just going to give this a color. Just going to start a whole new line of colors. This will be dark purple.
And then we can have like dark blue or something.
Yeah, so that'll be dark blue.
And so the other one is also dark blue.
Also dark blue, right. And so the point is that means that these are both dark purple, because this thing over here has both dark blues.
Yep.
And so
that's dark blue.
Dark blue. And so dark purple has made it onto the tip of a thermo.
Which doesn't... So the question is, what happens if that's a... If it's a middly digit, it would have to be 2.
Agree.
Which would make this cell... Oops.
This cell sees both blues, because these two blues are different.
And that sees them...
Well, it's connected to both of them by a line,
yeah.
so you don't have to second guess whether they're in the same region or not.
So
That is a trick that I wish they had told me in the tutorial, because I figured it out, but way too late. So that makes both of these blue.
Yes.
So that has now made this purple, because this corner tetrahedron
and
has one yellow and one pink.
I try to
so
annotate,
but
you
blue.
move around too much.
Okay, and
this
so
is
now That is purple, right? And so now that's blue. And so now that's purple. Okay, that is not the way we wanted that to work out. Okay, so this is so these are 1, 3, and these are 2, 4 is the short version.
Yep.
And so we can extend that coloring in some horrendous way, I feel.
So
okay, so that's a 1, 3.
Yep.
So that's a 2, 4. Will help if I write the right thing in the slot.
And this one's a 1, 3.
Yes. And let's see. So one of these two is a 2, 4, I guess is the, well, I guess knowing one of them is a 2, 4 isn't actually useful in and of itself. Let's see.
Yeah, if they both had to be 2, 4, that would be
more useful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised this doesn't quite chain. At least if it does chain, I'm missing the correct way to get to percolate these blues over to here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to avoid doing the ugly counterfactual of if yellow is blue, then what happens? If pink is purple, then what happens? Kind of look ahead thing. But I mean, maybe you're just supposed to say if purple is high, then this is a 3, and maybe that's interesting. I don't know. So that would be a 3. That would be a 1. These would be a 2, 4 pair. Maybe that's kind of interesting. That's the kind of thing I want to avoid if possible. I know one of these is 2 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a lot different than knowing that one of them is 2.
So, for instance, neither of them can be 3.
Because if either of them was 3, then it would have a 1 with it. Good. Okay, so if neither of them can be 3, that means one of them definitely is 4. Because one of them is high.
Yes.
Very good. That is a great spot. Yeah. So the 1, 3, the 1, 3 we should pay more attention to. Okay, so one of these two is 4, which means that this purple is certainly 1, 2, or 3, or whatever it is worth. Okay, and likewise, if I look over on this side, neither of these can be 2.
Yep.
Because if it were 2, then it would be 2 and 4, and it would break that cell. So that means one of these is 1, which now tells me this cell's not 1. So this is the the midly horrible digit of its color. So this is the extreme purple.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the midly horrible purple. This is the midly horrible purple.
Yes. Okay. Yep.
So it's funny, we've colored the purples and bi values, but they're different bi values.
Well, that would be helpful if we could get the two to interact.
Yeah,
because that would collapse everything.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to do that through a pink-yellow kind of thing.
This just can't be 1. That's the point, I think.
Oh. If it's 1, then
Then
that's
that's 3
3.
and that's 1.
Ah, yes.
That's exactly the kind of deduction I was trying to avoid, but I saw it, so I'm going to take it.
So that's 1. So yellow is low.
Yep, so that's a 4.
Wait, why do we know that's a 4?
Because we had marked that one of these two was a 4, and it's not the yellow one.
Right.
Oops, sorry. 4. There we go. Okay, so what does that do for us? So of course
we can
just
fill
go ahead
3,
and mark
4
these
into the pinks.
Yep, and fill 1, 2 into these.
Yeah, good spot on that we got to make the exact same deduction up there.
Those are 1, 3. Those are 2, 4. Okay. Those 2 is 2. These are both blue. They're assuredly from... Sorry, that one I don't know isn't 4. This one I know isn't 4. This one I know isn't 1, actually. Yeah, this blue isn't 1, and this blue isn't 4. Sadly, our earlier argument about the opposites being the same is not quite paid dividends yet, because I think everything is still possible. What are the 2 worlds for what this cell is? Maybe that's the question to ask. Oh, this is just never a 1. We can repeat the argument from the beginning. Or sorry, not from the beginning, but from just a bit ago. If this is a 1, then it makes that a 3, which makes that a 1.
Ah.
So this is always a 2, which then does it, because it now means that purple is high. So purple is pink. And
you missed a purple.
Blue is yellow. Oh, sorry, you are pink. Okay, and so that should resolve everything, hopefully. Okay, so that is a 4. This seems to be a 3. That seems to be a 3.
You get... Look at the thermos.
This seems to be a 2. Yeah, this is a 1 and a 2. This is a 3 and a 4. This seems to be a
That's a
1. This seems to be a 3. This seems to be a 4.
The one on the corner.
Seems to be
sure.
a 2. So that makes that a 1, which makes that a 2.
That's it. And the last one's a 4.
4.
Oh, and tippy
and that
top.
Seems to be a 1 at the top. There we go. I think it turns out we could have done that without ever talking about the, like, combining the sets if we had done it. I liked I liked the repeated use of the logic that you couldn't force a 1-3 if you knew one of the cells was 1 or 3, which I think you spotted the first instance of. And then that sort of did the rest of the puzzle, because it came up a few different times in a few different guises. And that was
it's one of those things where we make a deduction and then you're supposed to make the same deduction in a bunch of places, and we went on and looked at different things.
Yep. But that was a very nice sort of end. So yeah, so if you edit out all the parts of us talking about unioning regions together, I think it would look like a very nice puzzle. Well, no. I wasn't saying, like, if you actually edited it out. I was just saying, if you imagine, as the viewer, what it would look like if I'd never said those words, then it would look like a really nice puzzle, I think. Alrighty. Well, we'll be back tomorrow with another adventure in Sudoku Topology. But for now, please like the video. Please subscribe if you haven't. And if you are already subscribed, please go to your subscription and click the bell icon to say you'd like notifications so that you get to learn when our new videos are out. And also, I think the YouTube algorithm has become smart enough that it knows that if you don't hit the bell icon, you don't really love us. So please love us and click the bell icon. We'll appreciate it.
I also want to mention we stream on this channel twice a week. We stream more normal Sudoku, so come check that out. There's always lively chat in there. Anyway, we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye for now.
Bye.